All right, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast trials, and we are going to be continuing weekly therapy number 33 in this video, which is One Chance here on the psychosurgery difficulty. We are on the 7th trial of the weekly, which is Foster the Orphans here. And we are, of course, still dealing with the same 6 variators for this weekly, main one being no revives, which is the one you'd expect from the weekly itself, meaning you can't respawn in solo and you don't get any revive tools whatsoever. Additionally, we have explosive and extra psychosis mines, which basically means there's going to be a ton of explosive mines all over the trial. And unreliable doors rounds out the variators here alongside the standard 2 of increased threat 2 and psychosurgery itself. Got a little tongue twister there. I'm still rocking stun, no going to smash Incognito. Let's jump to this one and see what we can do. Yeah, so it has been about 2 days since my last one. It's currently Friday today, the day after Thanksgiving. Hope you all in the U.S. had a good Thanksgiving. Ate some turkey, hung out with some family and whatnot. It's always a good time having that big Thanksgiving dinner, but. Yeah, I did take a little bit of a break just because mostly I wanted to try and get something else to talk about, and I did see that poster in the back. Just because we've been kind of taking that approach with this weekly a little bit, where I kind of don't focus a whole ton on the actual trials and talking about them, whereas I mostly am just bringing up a topic and discussing it, mostly about the game, the future of the game, potential future updates and things like that. Although I will say we definitely got a good start here with 2 rig rechargers. And I will take the time to once again ask Red Barrels to please revert the change so that we can once again use these radios with WASD. I still don't know why they ever changed that. Although it was so long ago now that I highly doubt it's ever going to be reverted. Anyways, the thing I wanted to talk about, probably within the next 3 trials, just to round out the weekly, I will just briefly, before I get into it, no, oh my god, I did not hear it because of the screamer. Well, that's a mistake right there, unfortunately. I think I was doing pretty well on flawlesses thus far, but oh well, I will just, we'll continue on, and if we have to restart, we have to restart. I'll just throw it here and grab this poster. Anyways, yeah, I actually took the time, finally, to read all of the evidence documents. A bit risky. I know I've been saying for ages that I was going to do that, but I finally went ahead and read them all. And it was really interesting. I'm glad I finally took the time to go ahead and do it. Just cool to read about the backstory of so many characters that I'm used to seeing. One thing I found particularly interesting and maybe surprising about Gooseberry was that you guys know, I'm sure, how her face is all sort of messed up and gross looking, kind of like she's almost wearing second skin or someone else's face or things like that. That's actually a result of her time in prison because they were doing dermatological experiments on the prisoners in the location she was being held. So that wasn't actually her doing necessarily. They were doing, so yeah, you can see like her messed up face. I think it even included, they said something like diseased corpse skin being grafted onto her face, which is the main feature that you see there. So, oh, who's hearing me there? Oh, the night vision guys in the bathrooms, I think, in the locker rooms. But, so yeah, that's pretty nasty, but also interesting to learn about. And then also the fact that the puppet, Dr. Futterman, oh, I didn't think he would come out here because of the light. Yeah, the Dr. Futterman puppet actually represents her father, who was a dentist, apparently. So that's kind of curious as well to learn. We just need one more radio after this one. Could be in the courtyard. But yeah, learning about that, and then about Coyle and Franco as well. It's quite interesting how they tie in the whole storyline to the CIA and things like that, as well as the current events at the time that this game takes place, including things like the Cold War and you know, everything that went on with Cuba back in the 50s and 60s. I found that very, very cool to see all of that stuff sort of referenced historically. Yeah, this is a bit awkward at the moment. I'm just probably going to stun move here to be safe, because we have plenty of rechargers. Excuse me, sir. But yeah, so and then also I reading about the classifications of the different types of X-Pops, as well as the original Project Lathe, which is Project Lathe is the name of the experiments, or the name of the, you know, the whole effort, or whatever you want to call it, here at the what is known as, I'm sure you've heard this, the Signala facility. That's the name, but this is the second iteration. These trials with us as the reagents. Is he really gonna come in here? Okay, no. The first iteration was actually what sort of created the X-Pops and the ones that are used in the trials now. Where could I guess it's probably in the cafeteria, which kind of sucks. I would have thought there would have been another one here, but these are the only rooms that it would probably be in, and it's not. But yeah, the original Project Lathe created the X-Pops, and this is sort of the part 2 that was approved for additional research, as it was able to reuse a lot of the assets and the facility itself. It's a bit awkward here. It is in here, yeah. So I don't know if I'm still being chased, but I'm going to try and hide. But then, so that was kind of all the base level evidence documents, and then there was also these ones that went into the specifics on each type of X-Pop. Like these are the, actually I don't remember their specific names because I always just call them giants, but it talked about how they've gone through this apparent limb lengthening therapy and things like that. Same as the Berserker, which is, and it gave you the specific names of them. Talked about how and it was interesting to me that there was actually a lore reason and a lore note and point for the imposters, even, who are apparently given latex masks to impersonate reagents, and then are able to scavenge clothes off of the dead reagents in the trials. I thought that was pretty cool that they actually contextualized those within the real lore of the trials as well. And I guess maybe they find a certain amount of clothes and then have the ones that they might need to impersonate your specific outfit at any given time. By the way, guys, I would just like to go ahead and request that you smash the like button down below, as I've just demonstrated. I would really appreciate that. It helps me out so much. Yeah, we should be fine, I think. But yeah, that's all really cool. And then they even went into additional just talks about each, because obviously they've been releasing more evidence as time goes on, right? So reading about each program, like Geister, Winter Kills, Toxic Shock, Prime Time, Countdown, just sort of hearing about all of those and having them contextualize as to like why they're taking place and what the thinking was behind them by by Easterman and the people behind the trials was pretty interesting as well. I'll continue this discussion of the evidence in the next video, so make sure to tune in if you're interested in hearing more, as the current events that are going on right now, including the graffitis on the wall, are also contextualized within the evidence, and it's a pretty cool ongoing storyline that we're going to continue hearing about, I'm sure, as time goes on. Of course, we do have 8 + 8 minutes 4 seconds Foxy Orphans 1 chance psychosurgery here, just that unfortunate mine that I stepped on at the beginning, but still nice and smooth as usual, and we are still getting Geister tokens, which is kind of funny. But yeah, overall, pretty decent and quick trial, and I'm looking forward to continuing to discuss these lore notes in the next video. All right.